Crew, what's up? What's good? It's your girl Jasmine back with another video on the channel. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay, so why are rappers terrified of Snoop Dogg? Like, what's the problem? What is it? Okay, so like I told to do this video, I did do an Eminem one, and that was very interesting to me. And now we're doing a Snoop Dogg one. If you have not seen the Eminem one, you gotta watch this one all the way through and then go watch the Eminem one. I thought that was very interesting. But for some reason, I think this one's gonna be interesting too. I'm not gonna say too much at the beginning because I kind of want to feel it out to see what they're gonna say. But I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, push that notification bell so you know notification when I post. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for clicking on this video. I really appreciate you, and hopefully you'll stick with me and join Beast and Crew. With that being said, let's get it. Let's see why they really scared of Snoop Dogg.
Criminal record. Snoop is unlike any other rapper in the industry. Although he came up from the streets, he actually had a loving mother and stepfather right there next to him, who tried their best to keep him on the straight and narrow. As such, the legendary icon only fell into the wrong crowd when he was 19, resulting in his first ever arrest. This was in respect of a felony drug possession charge, as well as another for holding with the intention of selling, since the drug and—
Hey, just thinking about it real quick, Snoop Dread game, lock game, he has it on, like, to the T. Like, you see other rappers like Lil Wayne, and some others, I can't even think on top of my head, but literally their locks are like falling out. But Snoop, he keep his hair right.
question was cocaine, and the word on the street was that Snoop was a low-level member of the Rollin' Crips. It wasn't difficult to find a judge who would convict him, but this wasn't the last time that Snoop would find a name for himself in the Californian courtroom. In fact, drug possession with the intention to sell was nothing compared to what he was accused of 3 years later. You see, although he was essentially acquitted of the charge, Snoop found himself in the midst of a pretty intense murder trial. This was the resultant of a bout of gang violence that Snoop was involved in back in 1993, which saw him being slapped with a first-degree murder charge. According to reports—
Dang, that's crazy. I did not know about that. I mean, I knew he was in different situations, but I didn't know about this charge. Did y'all?
He was driving a Jeep at the time with his bodyguard and longtime friend McKinley Lee, otherwise known as Malik. And when he finally arrived at his apartment complex, he was shocked to see a group of rival gang members sitting there waiting for him. And it didn't help that these were the same gangbangers that he and Malik had recently beefed with, led by the infamous Philip Wonder Merriam, better known as Little Smooth. Rather than avoiding confrontation, Snoop sped up to the group, who were apparently enjoying some Mexican food, and started to cuss them out for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Suffice to say, things escalated quickly when Malik stood up to the topless Jeep and pulled his pistol out for all to see. Before Little Smooth was able to react, the pistol went off, causing the—
Yo, is this public records? How does he know all this? Cause what? He literally telling the whole story.
rival gang member to fall lifeless to the ground. Being only 21 years old at the time, Snoop decided to slam his foot down on the accelerator, speed away from the incident, and regretfully not calling the cops. The trial was a long one, and it looked bad that Little Smooth was not found packing at the time, but as it turns out, one of his friends had actually hidden his weapon from the police, showing that there had always been an intention to start things. Luckily for Snoop, this was the nail in the coffin needed to secure the withdrawal of the charges that had been set against him, with Malik being the one who had actually pulled the trigger. But the rest of the Rollin' Crips knew that Malik didn't do anything without the direction of Snoop, who had clearly asked him to react with the violence that he did. This was far from the last time that Snoop was involved with the law, though. In fact,
I would hope so, because that should be exhausting. Like, I would think that's exhausting as heck. Like, you're not only trying to hide from, I wouldn't say hide, but I would say you're not only have to worry about other people in the street, but then you got the government on your back, you got eyes all over, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't never turn your head around without thinking somebody's after you. Like, that has to be exhausting, like, for real. Especially, like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine.
in both 1994 and 1995, he fought another set of charges in connection with an attempted murder case, showing that he hadn't calmed down since the 1993 murder charge. He also pleaded guilty to assault charges in 1997, but escaped liability by promising to use his platform to speak against violence. For doing so, he got off scot-free with just 3 years of probation. 2002 was then a big year for Snoop. It looked like he had turned over a new leaf by indicating to his fans that he had given up both drugs and women.
When you see things differently, you can be the difference.
Not the women though, because he been married
Capella
for a
University
minute.
sees education differently. Our Flex Path learning format lets you set deadlines and earn your nursing degree on
Dang,
your
this ain't
schedule.
even a skippable commercial. It's okay, we got support, we got support.
To become unrivaled, you have to raise your own bar.
But this didn't stop things from
All
getting
right.
a bit hairy.
So let me ask y'all this. Y'all think it's harder? I really don't want to get into this conversation, but at the same time I want to talk to y'all because I really want to know y'all opinion. Do you think it's hard to be faithful in general if you're in a relationship? And I guess if you have had popularity in your life, do you think it's harder to be faithful that way? Like, does it make it hard to be faithful? Because literally when you're popular, I don't want to say, well, famous, there you go, famous. Literally, groupies come at you left and right, whether it's a male or female, left and right, just because they know who you are. Which is why I always say, don't put me in the spotlight. Just give me the money and I go hide and do my thing that I need to do without being in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Being in the spotlight comes with a lot. And it's not an excuse to cheat though. Definitely not an excuse to cheat. But yeah, that is the question.
The next year when he was implicated in a civil rape case. That being said, Snoop quickly countersued the plaintiff for extortion, causing the both of them to drop their cases and carry on as if nothing had happened. Snoop also has a history of being banned from airports after having a string of misunderstandings take place. He was banned from flying on British Airways after he and his entourage started a fight and used a disturbing amount of threatening language whilst on the scene. He was also detained in John Wayne Airport in 2006 for carrying a collapsible police baton in his bag. Just a few months later in October, he was arrested in Bob Hope Airport in Burbank for being in possession.
See what I'm saying? It's like back to back to like, why keep doing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why keep that pressure on your back? That's the part that I don't understand about some people. But sometimes when your team is too big, they don't know, like, oh dang, we can't carry this, or dang, hey Snoop, we can't have this, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when your team's too big, ain't nobody have the balls to say anything, or I feel like they don't know like the law for that. If it's your job, I feel like it's your job to know the law, the everything that I need to know type thing. Because some celebrities have people pack for them, and sometimes that person who's packing for them don't know that I can't carry, or I don't have a, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. So I think it's very important, like, your team got to be together. Because let alone, you already got enough heat on your back. So I would need the team to be like this, for sure.
Of both marijuana and a firearm, a situation which didn't stop him from doing the same in November after performing on The Tonight Show. Suffice to say, Snoop has always been ready for a fight with some form of weapon on him, and the fact of the matter is that he isn't at all scared to elevate things to the level of intense violence. So it's really no wonder that other rappers avoid beefing with the OG, as this would probably be the last thing they would ever do, literally. Snoop has more success than any other OG on the scene, but it's really more than that. As much as people...
You know what's crazy? I don't even think rappers are scared of him. I think they respect him more than anything. Because Snoop is literally an OG in the game. Like, there's not too many OGs left in the game still relevant. You know what I'm saying? They usually back. Their careers either gone downhill, they chilling, or they retired and chilling. You know what I'm saying? Snoop is still in this thing, doing his thing type thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, Snoop is her, and he's like, I ain't going nowhere, I don't care who comes after me. But I feel like he's more respected than people are scared. Now, we talk about like Suge and all that, then I feel like that's a different level. Like, then they scared. But I feel like with Snoop, they, you know what I'm saying, it's more respect. I listen to what you gotta say, because you know you've been through a type of thing. Go to him for advice, you know. So I feel like it's more respect than really scared with Snoop.
people fear him for what he has done and continues to do, rappers tend to take a wide berth from the OG because of how successful he is. Not only does he have a lucrative music career, he has also made a name for himself by doing voice work for mainstream video games like Call of Duty, created an Olympics commentary alongside Kevin Hart, which hit new degrees of virality, opened a number of podcasts as high as a kite, and has gone on to cameo in some of the greatest movies of all time.
See what I'm saying? That generational wealth. Let's
legend
go.
Of the industry, and it goes without saying that his fan base would do anything to make him happy. From speaking out against celebrities he has beefed with to intentionally attempting to cancel them in an effort to bring an end to the beef, and to a certain extent a social media death, is a lot more damning.
Speaking of beef, how y'all like that him and Eminem straight? How y'all like that? Y'all like that new song that they came out with together? Let me know in the comments.
To celebrities and influencers alike than the threat of physical violence. You can recover from a physical attack after all, but in some instances, a cancellation can cause you to lose your livelihood. The D.O.G.G might be a tad unhinged. That being said, Snoop has calmed down in recent years, even admitting to the fact that he regrets being so misogynistic when he was younger. He even squashed a beef that had been brewing between him and Eminem when he refused to acknowledge the white rapper as being one of the top 10 lyricists in the world, claiming that it was the fact that he was with Dr.Dre that got him the place on the list. But not all beefs and bouts of misogyny have come to an end. Back in 2014, for example, he went on to post a picture of an albino homeless woman with cornrows, captioning it Iggy Azalea, no makeup. And while the rest of the world was rolling on the floor laughing, the Australian fancy singer was not about to take the jab lying down. She hit back at Snoop on Twitter, calling him two-faced. In her own words, "Every time I've ever spoken to you, you've always been nice as hell. I'm disappointed you'd be such an ass for no reason." And
you know what's crazy? I was thinking in my head, I said, I bet if you meet Snoop Dogg, he's probably the nicest person, like sweetheart and everything, you know? Like, keep it straight up, but at the same time, he's sweet.
While everything seemed to be over, Snoop came back for a vengeance in an offensive video in which he said the following to Iggy: "Say you're with the wrong N-word, and your N-word better check you before I do you funky yeah, you." Suffice to say, the public saw a different side of Snoop that day. It seemed as if the rapper was going through a midlife crisis, but there's nothing more dangerous than a man unhinged. But what do you think about the reasons for him being feared? Is it a combination of them all that strike fear into the hearts of rappers? Or is there one in particular that caught your attention? Feel free to let us know in the comments section down below.
Like I said, I don't think that they are feared. I just think that he's just... Everybody know his story, you know? Like, he has a list. They know what he's been through. They know what he has witnessed. They know who he has partnered with. They know who he has enemies with. I feel like, you know, rappers know that. They respect that. And I feel like they don't cross that line. And I just feel like they just respect him, you know. He's, like I said, he's just an OG. He's just an OG in the game. It's like sometimes, you know, it's nothing too much to say. But like I said, it's good to see Snoop Dogg don't have that life no more. At least from the outside looking in. I don't know. But, yeah. I think this was good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know any other videos you'd like to see me do. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video and any other videos you'd like to see me do. That being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, push that notification bell so you know when I post. That being said, see you guys next video.